So last lecture we had discussed with restriction enzyme the little bit portion. Last lecture we had discussed that first restriction enzyme was invented, that was Hind2. Okay, fine. Now up to right now we know 900 restriction enzymes, and these 900 restriction enzymes are isolated from 230 different types of strains of the bacteria. The convention for naming this enzyme is the first letter of the name. Yes.
So your voice is coming too low. Can't hear properly.
Yes, sir, it's low.
Okay, so now the convention for naming this enzyme is the first letter of name come from the genes, and the second two letters come from the species of prokaryotic cell from which they were isolated. Just for example here, the naming of the restriction endonuclease enzyme. Eco R1. Here in this, the letter R derived from the name of strain. See, eco, that is belonging to Escherichia coli. R belonging to the name of strain. Okay, and Roman number following the name indicate the order in which enzyme were isolated from that strain of the bacteria. So here Roman number is number of strain of bacteria. Okay, so here the name is given according to this. Suppose example here, Eco R1 Escherichia coli. R is the name of strain or name of the species, and number of species, number 1, 2, 3, like that. So the number of strain, it is given in Roman numbers. Restriction enzymes belonging to the large class of enzyme known as nucleases. Yesterday I had told to you that all the restriction nuclease and endonuclease enzymes as well as exonuclease enzymes are included in nucleases type. There are two kinds, exonuclease and endonuclease. Exonuclease remove the nucleotides from the ends of the DNA, whereas endonuclease make cut at specific position within the DNA. So inside the DNA, endonuclease enzyme cut it. Now, each and every specific restriction nuclease enzyme each enzyme can identify specific sequence on DNA. This is known as palindromic chain. This palindromic chain can be read from one side to another side. See, just for example here, Malayalam. When you read from the chord in this direction or in opposite direction, the chords are same. So Malayam. In opposite way, Malayam, Malayalam. Suppose example, Naman, Nayan. Fine. There are so many examples. So we read the code on the DNA in one direction and in opposite strand in the opposite direction. The codes are same. Or someone says that when I will read the codes in any one direction, the code are same, that is also right. Just for example, you assume that here Malayalam, from here 3' to 5' end is there. Suppose in this direction 3' to 5'. Okay, so if someone says that the code of Malayalam in 3' to 5' direction it is same, or you also see that 5' to 3' direction the code is also same. Everything is right here. And another person, you is in such a way that the person tell us that the code from 3' to 5' end, that is Malayalam, and in opposite strand 3' to 5', the codes are same, that is also right. Okay, so now here the restriction endonuclease enzymes can identify the specific small fragment of the DNA that is known as palindromic chain. Let's see. Each restriction enzyme endonuclease function by inspecting the length of the DNA sequence. Once it finds its specific recognition sequence, it will bind to DNA and cut each of the two strands of a double helix at a specific point, and there sugar phosphate backbones. Its restriction endonuclease recognize the specific palindromic nucleotide sequence here. Let's see. Here the EcoR1 EcoR1 has specific site that consists the 6 nitrogenous base. EcoR1 enzyme has specific nucleotide sequence 6 in number. Okay, but remember that EcoR1 always produce the sticky end. How? See here the sticky end diagram is given there in textbook, but I will form the blunt end. Yesterday lecture, in that I had told to you that if the enzyme symmetrically cut the DNA at a specific site, fine, as a result blunt ends are formed. And when the enzyme can cut the DNA at a specific site in asymmetrical manner, sticky ends are formed. Let's see here how the blunt end and sticky ends are there. For EcoR1 enzyme, see here both the side I told the same palindromic sequence GAATTC. In opposite strand GAATTC is there. Okay, fine. Now here See, I want to tell you this. If, see here the dotted line, if the DNA fragment, small DNA fragment here, the palindromic chain is in such a way, I told you earlier, if Escherichia coli cut the DNA at a specific site in asymmetric way, but in which way? See, it cut the DNA strand between A and G region. So I will draw the dotted line. Please you understand this. Okay, so G and A in between that cut is there. This all the weak hydrogen bonds are cutted, and then here this bond is also cutted. So in this way, two fragments came. See, here, press the dotted line, G triple bond C as it is, T T A is there, A T T C and triple bond G. So this is known as sticky end. This is known as sticky end. And here the diagram shows that the sticky end is formed. So the sticky end, another fragment is removed out. Okay, and another organism's same fragment of the gene, but it perform the other function compared to this. So that is known as foreign DNA. So in the foreign DNA, we are using same EcoR1 enzyme. See, if one enzyme can cut the DNA in a blunt end manner, and if another enzyme can cut the DNA in a sticky manner, we are unable to join the DNA. Fine. So the same enzyme is used. EcoR1 is used here in plasmid. Same EcoR1 is used to cut the DNA from the foreign particle. So both the side sticky ends are formed. They are joined together with the help of DNA ligase enzyme. And this phenomenon is known as recombinant DNA technology. Now see how the blunt ends are formed. This will not happen at all, but I will show you that how the blunt ends are formed. See. If it cut the DNA in a symmetric way. So please now see here the dotted line in between T and A here. Now what happened? These ends are also known as blunt end. So now you know that blunt ends are never formed by this. echo R1. So echo R1 can always form the sticky end. Okay, so here the two strands are there, so this will not happen at all. Fine. So in this way sticky ends are formed. Let's see from textbook. Do you know what palindromic are? These are group of letters that form the same words when read both forward and backward direction. Example, Malayalam. As against a word palindrome where the same words is read in both the directions. The palindromes in DNA is a sequence of base pair that read same on the two strands when orientation of reading is kept the same. For example, the following sequence read the same on the two strand 5' to 3' direction. This is also true if read in 3' to 5' direction. So 5' GAATTC. So here in one diagram I will put 5' 3', 5' 3'. Just for example here the 5' GAATTC 3', and opposite strand 3' CTTAAG direction. Okay, so this will not form at all. For your understanding purpose, I have written out here only. Okay, so please, for understanding purpose, you see it. Fine, but here echo R1 form only sticky end. Restriction enzymes cut the strand of the DNA a little away from the center of the palindrome sites, but between the same two bases on the opposite strand. This leaves single-stranded portion at the end. There are overhanging stretches. So this is known as overhanging end, is known as sticky end on each strand. So this is known as sticky end and this is known as sticky end. We are able to attach another sticky end of another DNA of other organism, but codes are same but the function is different. Okay, these are named so because they form hydrogen bonds with their complementary cut counterparts. This stickiness of the ends facilitates the action of enzyme DNA ligase. Restriction endonucleases are used in genetic engineering to form recombinant molecules of the DNA, which are composed of DNA from different sources or genomes. So here the sticky end can be selected according to our desired character. When cut by the same restriction enzyme, the resultant DNA fragment have the same kind of sticky end, and that can be joined together end to end by DNA ligase enzyme. See in the 11.2 diagram, now I will tell you the very brief information, okay, very brief information of this whole biotechnology concept. See here, you understand this chart properly and you get each and every idea of biotechnology. Suppose example here, E. coli bacteria. This is E. coli bacteria. It has its own DNA. And here circular DNA is there known as plasmid. This is known as foreign DNA. We can select the foreign DNA in a such a way that this foreign DNA consists the desirable character. For example, if we have to form the insulin in E. coli bacteria, yes, we are able to form this. For plants, remember for this chapter, in plants we had formed first recombinant DNA species, that is Bt cotton. Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria, the small fragment of the DNA can be introduced into the cotton plant gene, and now the gene is modified, it is known as Bt cotton. Same way for animals, we had formed the first protein, that is insulin. Okay, 12th chapter I will tell you this in detail. Fine. So this is the foreign DNA. Now if you use, first of all, from E. coli bacteria, isolate the plasmid. Then apply EcoR1 enzyme. Similarly here, EcoR1 enzyme. So here, small fragment of the DNA can be formed. Okay, so sticky end of the foreign DNA and here this is the sticky end of the plasmid. Okay, so now the sticky end of the plasmid, a sticky end of the foreign DNA, with the help of ligase enzyme, with the help of DNA ligase enzyme, you join the plasmid with foreign particle of DNA. Okay, this is the concept of whole biotechnology topic. Fine. First of all, what you do from E. coli bacteria, you isolate the plasmid and form the sticky end with the help of EcoRNA. See here, both the side we can use the same bacteria. So, sorry, same enzyme. Here, this is the foreign DNA which consists the desirable character. So here, in this foreign DNA, you apply same EcoR1 enzyme. As a result, it forms the sticky end of the foreign DNA particle. Now, both are joined together by DNA ligase enzyme. So here, cut the DNA at a specific site, joined by the DNA ligase enzyme. Now, introduction of recombinant plasmid. So this is known as recombinant plasmid. Okay, so now this recombinant plasmid can okay, suppose this is the recombinant plasmid. It is introduced into the host cell, so it is look like this. It has its own DNA. Okay. Now this is known as genetically modified E. coli bacteria. So we say that this is recombinant E. coli bacteria. Okay. So host cell recombinant DNA can be now introduced into the host cell. It can also be accepted by the host cell. Otherwise, replication cannot be formed. Here, this is the first phenomenon in which we can change the DNA material inside the host cell. So, initially E. coli bacteria cannot consist the DNA fragment of the foreign one. But now it consists the foreign DNA. So this is known as recombinant plasmid. So if we put this E. coli bacteria in suitable cultural medium, So it forms so many copies. Suppose example, the 5 copies are formed. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 like that. So 5 copies, suppose example, so here same way we have to draw the diagram. Its own DNA. And now here the plasmid. So now each and every E. coli bacteria can consist the small fragment of the foreign DNA. Okay. So if you want to form the million of copies of this E. coli bacteria, yes, you are able to do this. Okay, so that diagram is given there. Foreign DNA and vector DNA, that is plasmid, both are cutted at a specific point by the same restriction enzyme. Both the sides sticky ends are formed. Now with the help of ligase enzyme, join the fragments, foreign particle, foreign DNA as well as plasmid, then introduce, that is known as transformation. Transformation means entry of recombinant plasmid in E. coli bacteria. Fine. So now this E. coli bacteria divided and produce the copies, so that consists the same number of the genes. So I hope you understand this topic. This is the basic concept of the biotechnology. So here I can stop. Next thing we will discuss this in next lecture. Thank you very much.